everyone, and welcome back to another online Jujitsu workout class. As usual, we hope everybody is safe and healthy and maintaining their sanity in these continuing difficult times of the COVID-19 pandemic and a second set of lockdowns and stay-at-home orders coming from the state as we continue into our second wave. Currently the dojo is still open, so it hasn't been shut down yet. We anticipate that might happen. We don't know. It'll all depend on how well we do in the current lockdown settings. So we will continue in the vein that we've been doing in some online classes, some classes in dojo. So let's get ready for class. Walk so. So yame, onishimasu. Hands on your hips or on your belt, head to the right, ich, ni, san, shi, go, and dai, ich, ni, san, shi, go, head back, down, back, down, back, down, back, down, look right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, tilt right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, any way you need it. Shoulders forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, reverse, ich, ni, san, shi, go, alternating, ich, ni, san, shi, go, reverse, ich, ni, san, shi, go, elbows up, back, ich, ni, san, forward, ich, ni, san, forward, ich, ni, san, forward, reverse, ich, ni, san, back, ich, ni, san, back, ich, ni, san, back. Left hamni, left hand on your belt, right hand forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, reverse, ich, ni, san, shi, go, and dai, ich, ni, san, shi, go, reverse, ich, ni, san, shi, go, natural stance, both hands forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, reverse, ich, ni, san, shi, go, left hamni, right hand in, ich, ni, san, shi, go, out, ich, ni, san, shi, go, shake it in, shake it out, side to side, punch. And dai, ich, ni, san, shi, go, out, ich, ni, san, shi, go, shake it in, shake it out, side to side, punch. Natural stance, elbows against your chest, both in, ich, ni, san, shi, go, out, ich, ni, san, shi, go, shake them in, out, side to side, double punch. Hips to the right, ich, ni, san, shi, go, and dai, ich, ni, san, shi, go, stretch back, forward, back hands overhead, forward, chest to your right knee, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju, left, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. Loosen up, ready for torso rotations to the right. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. And dai, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. And hands to the mat, standing split, Elbows to the mat. Rocking, hitch, knee, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hitch, ku, ju. Back on your heels. Pivot to your left. Pivot right. So this is a stretch, a leg stretch, a splits, forward splits. So try and have your instep flat with your back foot as opposed to turned sideways. And try not to have weight on your hands. And back to center. Elbows to the mat. Rocking, hitch, knee, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hitch, ku, ju. Back in your heels again. This also should be not about weight on your hands. Your hands are just there for balance. Pivot left. Right. And come up into Shikadach. And breathe in, hips forward. Keep your elbows locked at all times. Breathe out, hips back. In through your nose, out through your mouth. In, out. Drop your right shoulder, look over your right shoulder at your right fingers. And thigh, and thigh, and thigh. Extend your right leg for side kick. And if you can, try and lean such that you can get your knee past your toes, if you can. And thigh. And thigh, toes up. And try and keep your elbows locked, pushing it on your knees at all times. And thigh. And thigh. And thigh. And thigh all the way down. And again, only go as far as you can go while keeping your heel on the ground. And thigh. And thigh. And thigh. And if you can, drop your right knee into hurdler stretch. Forward, hitch, knee, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hatch, ku, ju. Twist, hitch, knee, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hatch, ku, ju. Forward, hitch, knee, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hatch, ku, ju. Twist, hitch, knee, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hatch, ku, ju. And thigh. Forward, hitch, knee, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hatch, ku, ju. Twist, hitch, knee, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hatch, ku, ju. Forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. Twist, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. And dai to center. Forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. Twist, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. Forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. Twist, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. Dai. Forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. Twist, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. Forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. Twist, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. And yeah, maybe bring them in front. Loosen up anything you need to loosen up. Feet in front. Together. Pick them up. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. Reach a little deeper if you can. Grab your heels. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. Sit up straight. Twist right. Twist left. Legs apart. And turn right. Reach right evenly. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. And thigh. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. To center. Elbows to the mat. Or better. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. Back to the right. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. Left. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. And center one more time. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. And yeah, maybe bring them together. Right over left. Grab around your toes. And so you're going to be bending and twisting your toes at the same time rotating your ankles. So rotate, ich, ni, san, shi, go. On thigh, ich, ni, san, shi, go. Massage your toes. Ball of foot. Instep and arch. Heel. And little up your calf. Pick it up, shake it. Cradle it. Rock the baby. Stretch. Bring it in, put it down. And thigh. Rotate. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. And thigh. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Massage your toes. Ball of foot. Instep and arch. Heel. Calf. Shake it. Cradle it. Rock it. Stretch. And put it down. Okay, so just 1 second to check something that's good. Yep. So we're going to do our jackknives. So I'm not going to ask you to backfall, but get into a position where you can do your jackknives. And if you can do a backfall, do one. Hey. And ready for jackknives. Hajime. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. Hands under your butt. Scissors. Slow and wide. Hitch, knee, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, ku, ju. Straight up. Hitch, knee, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, ku, ju. Knees to chest. Hitch, knee, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, ku, ju. Flutter kick. Hitch, knee, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, ku, ju. Legs up straight, feet on your belly. Hands by your cheekbones, bring your legs down slowly. And relax. Head off the mat, right knee in. Rotate your ankle. Opposite. Hook behind your knee. Put it down, twist. Die. Left knee, rotate. Opposite. Hook. Put it down, twist. Yame, both knees in and rocking. Stretch. Heels in and bridge. Hands by your shoulders, push all the way up. And yummy. And take a moment just to sort yourself out. Next up is going to be push-ups. Ready for push-up position. If you can do a face wall, obviously do one. Hey. Good. We can work on that later. Okay, so push-up position. Head up, right leg up. Down, left leg up. Down, head down, back. Scoop. Back. Down. Head up, right leg up, down, left leg up, down, head down, back, scoop, back, down, head up, right leg up, down, left leg up, down, head down, back, scoop, back, down, head up, right leg up, down, left leg up, down, head down, back, scoop, back, down, one more time, head up, right leg up, down, left leg up, down, head down, back, scoop, back, down, hold it, so if you find yourself struggling with this, make sure your elbows are close to your chest. And if you're running out of energy, your belly's vibrating with your muscles, you can pulse them a little bit, gets them back in line, and allows you to extend that a little bit longer. Alright, slowly down. Relax with your insteps flat on the mat, your back of hands flat on the mat. Ready to get up. Hey! And die. And die. And die. turn around, drop to a knee, and fix anything you need to fix. And left Omni, kata gesh. So senpai help her with this if she needs instruction. So dai, and dai, EQ, so cross and bending. So you're just bringing it up and down your body, bringing the lock on and off. And obviously you want to go to a position where it's starting to stretch you. And dai, and dai, nikyu. So thumb down, hand on top, rotate towards your fingertips, tips towards your nose. Kelly, bring both your elbows up evenly. That's it. And dai. And dai, sankyu. So again, you're just trying to come across and turn it. And dai. And dai, shihanagi. And if this is something you get good at, the next thing other than pushing your hand down is to try raising your elbow at the same time. You'll feel your shoulder coming apart as you do it, so be careful. And dai. Dai, finger wrist stretch. And dai. And shake it loose. Okay, get your space. We're going to do Tai Sabaki. So if you remember, Tai Sabaki is this one, out and back. Back foot comes forward, we pivot. Front foot becomes back foot. Same thing coming back. Back foot comes forward, pivot, front foot goes back. So the thing to work on, just if you're not just trying to get down the sequence, is the most common thing that happens is that people go back onto their heels because you're moving forward, right? And you've got all this momentum and then you're suddenly having to brake, so you end up back on your heels. So there's a trick for that, this is for seniors and juniors, is that as you come forward you're going to lean onto that ball of foot. Imagine you're digging a pivot into the ground there. So when you pivot, all your weight's on that. And then you can ease yourself onto your back foot so that this has got no weight on it. That way when you come in and you stop dead and you don't end up having to lean forward. If that isn't useful to you, it will be at some point. So left foot forward and right foot is stepping in. And one count is out and back. Ich, ni, san, shi, ku, ruk, sich, hech, ku, ju. And thigh, right foot forward, same thing. Ich, ni, san, shi, ku, ruk, sich, hech, ku, ju. And thigh. So hitch step pivot, we're going to do a slow count. So the idea is that you're going to hitch step as far as you can. Bring the back foot with you. Pivot. Hitch step all the way back. Pivot. Don't worry about the hand work too much. And then we're going to do it quickly. So slow count means that you want to get some distance. Ready? Hitch. Ni. San. Shi. Ku. Ruk. Sich. Hech. Ku. Ju. And thigh, right foot forward. Ready, hitch. Knee. San. Shi. Ku. Ruk. Sich. Hech. Ku. Ju. And thigh. Now the same thing again, but this time with a fast count. So this time we're just going to move enough to be able to pivot. So you're almost on the same spot. But this is about speed, and it's about being able to flip from here to here quickly, turn your hip, snap into that position. That's the most important part. The hands obviously are important, but it's really footwork, hip work that we're working on right now. So same thing, left foot forward, fast count. Hitch, knee, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hech, ku, ju. And thigh, right foot forward, hitch, knee, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hech, ku, ju. And yummy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you the 10 steps. So I'll just show you them so you can see what the differences are and the similarities between what we did last week and the stick kata. So starting from the same position, number 1 is stepping in, boom, like that. Number 2, stepping in, boom. Number 3, to the side kick. Number 4, to the side kick. Number 5, remember the scissors. Number 6, scissors opposite side. 7, step back with a kick. 8, step back with a kick. 9, 10, and 11 is in with a punch. So there's a lot of similarities between this and the stick kata. That's one of the reasons why we go back and forth between the two. The main difference here is, we're doing a temi, so we have to account for the weapons we're using, which are fists and hands. So a lot of this is going to be about distances. So for instance, if this is uke, and I want to do an uppercut to the ribs, I don't want to be doing it like this, right? This distance is more a kicking distance. So, if we're using our feet or our hands, we have to be different distances away from uke. So, but just like in the stick kata, 1 and 2 are going in. So we go in to our right, we go into our left. This brings us in that we're within striking distance with our fist. And you'll notice what I'm doing is I'm basically placing my fist against my chest, and I'm moving my hips. So it's almost like this part of my arm doesn't exist and has just become part of my body. Now my body is able to drive that punch. So the first part of it is that we're going to hitch step in. As we hitch step in, our hips turn out a little bit and then back in again. And we're going to take advantage of that by having our hands up. Often I tell students, just hold your box, right? So the idea is that you're holding a box that's the same width as your shoulders in front of you. And you're not doing anything else, you're just holding the box. So as the punch comes in, and we're holding our box and we move in, this becomes with like a lever that is now on the inside of their arm and then pushes it out, right? It's called a cam if you deal with cogs and sprockets, things like that. A cam is something that extends the circle and pushes it out further. So as the arm is coming in, and we're coming in just straight, as our hips turn, we just by virtue of our turning, see my elbow is this far from my body, so when I move this way it pushes the arm that far away from my body. So we're basically just coming in, blocking, and coming underneath, so we're going to trap it, right? So we're going to come in, holding our box, we're going to block it out, and then as we turn, we're going to drop trap, turn, and hit underneath the elbow. We don't have to trap it so much as we just have to, right, push it away from us, just make sure that they can't redirect towards us. We just want to make sure we have this opening here. So their incoming hand comes in, we hold it or push it away, our belt OB is turned, and we just reverse that turn. So to practice it, very simple. So 1 and 2, we're going to do alternating. 1 goes to the right, so we're going to start with our right foot forward, holding our box. We move to the 45, pivot, so the box turns out, and then we're going to drop, trap it, just hold it like that, and then this hand is going to drop to our waist, become that uppercut, and then we're going to drive in the uppercut as we turn back. So if you don't want to end up cross-armed, you can push the arm away enough and then release, right? You don't have to hold them all the time you do that shovel or uppercut. So this is just has to be only out enough for you to release your spring, right? So number 1 again, coming into the right, holding our box, we turn, we push it out and come underneath. and then back. Into 2, same thing, and now I'm going to truncate a little bit. As I come in, I'm just going to push with my outside arm. So now I'm not holding the box, I'm just holding the outside arm. So I'm having the first one in chamber just ready. So now it's easy to just shove that shovel hook or uppercut depending on the height of the person. So there's a difference. A shovel hook comes up like this, an uppercut comes up like that, and this straight uppercut can go in. So the shovel is kind of halfway between the two. It'll depend on where their ribs are relative to you, right? If they're taller than you or shorter than you. Okay, so 1 and 2 alternating. And so we're not holding our box anymore, we're just holding up the outside hand. So 1, we come in, and then punch. I mean, yes, you can do an upper punch as well. 2, come in, punch. 3, or 1, punch. 2, punch. So you'll notice that when I punch, my heel comes off the ground and my knee aims towards the inside of my other knee. So that way I'm dropping a little bit and I'm driving as much of that hip in as possible. Okay, so 1 and 2 are easy, so we're not going to belabor them too much. But it is something to practice that way of hitting as opposed to using your shoulders. Okay, 3 and 4 are more complex, so we're going to take a little time of that. So what we're going to do, if you've done Taisabaki with us before, it's the same as Taisabaki 3 and 4, except for the block turns into a trap. So if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so to go to the right, let me just show you what's going to happen. We're going to go to the right, we're going to down block, we're going to chamber, we're going to kick, we're going to re-chamber and move back. The difference is our down block becomes a trap. Okay, so breaking it down, what we're going to do is we're going to move to the right and have no weight on the left foot. So when I come here, I'm just on my tippy toes on the left, right? So I move to the left, all my weight's on my right foot. My right hand just comes to chamber, and my left hand is going to come across my body and down block. But in this case it's going to down block and trap. So let's do it differently. Let's do it the way I normally teach this without the down block. So again, this time we're going to go to the side and we're going to just block up like this. So chamber on one side, block on the other, toes up. Now we're going to just drop trap. So that hand is going to drop onto the incoming punching hand, arm. So you're just holding onto their arm. As it's extended, you've moved out of the way from it. Now we're going to chamber our legs. It's hard to kick out their knee and re-chamber and then come back to our center position. That's it. Let's do right again. So step to the right, chamber, block, chamber, trap, chamber your leg, kick out the knee, re-chamber, and come back into center. So when we do this with the kata, what we do is we down block, chamber, kick, chamber our arms in this cross block and then come down. We don't need to do that for this. The idea here is, so just to conceptualize it, again this is coming in here, and instead of moving in, because we've got legs, right, we're moving to leg distance, we're moving to the side. So the block is coming like this. So if this was a knife, right, you're guarding with the outside of your arm, not the inside where all your veins are. So with the outside, you're drop trapping, so you're pinning them on their front leg, you're probably putting weight on it. Now we can kick out that front leg. Notice I have to kick a little bit forward because their knee isn't going to be all the way this far. So wherever their knee is, we re-chamber, and then we would, take them down, which we're not going to do here. Okay, so let's go left. Same thing. So step to the left, chamber with the left, block with the right, no weight on the right leg, chamber the right leg, kick out that knee, chamber, and back. I forgot to trap. So it's the same thing. So if you have, do you have room to go back and forth, left, right, or do you want to stay on one side? Okay, let's do back and forth. So going right first, step right, chamber, block like this, trap, chamber, kick, chamber, back. Step left, block, chamber, trap, chamber your knee, kick, back, back to center. Go right, block, chamber, trap, chamber knee, kick, back, back. Go left, block, chamber, trap, knee, kick, knee, back. Right again, block, chamber, trap, chamber knee, kick knee, chamber knee, back. Step left, block, chamber knee, kick knee, chamber knee, and back. Good. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 5 and 6 are actually very similar to our 5 and 6 with the stick kata, in that we're this time, so 1 and 2 come in, 3 and 4 go sideways, 5 and 6 comes to the 45, and we do that step across. So step in with the right, cross step with the left, so you've got the scissor lift action, drop down and come back up and back out. Don't worry too much about the hands for now. I'm going to explain what the hands do, but let's do that again, just the footwork. Step in with the right, cross step with the left, drop down, come back up and back out. So it'll depend on your knees how much you can drop down and come back up. So effectively what we're doing this time is we're coming again to the outside of their hand. We come here, we cross step, and this time we're dropping down below so we can attack on this line that comes up through them, right? So I'm not going underneath their arm like with 1 and 2. I'm holding their arm down and coming up it, right? Just like the stick came into here from below. Now our fist is going to come up, hiding by their own arm, and take out their, their chin. So technically what we're doing is we're doing this type of block. It's a down block, and it twists so it can come in flat and turn over and come down. What that'll make them do is make them come really far forward onto that arm that you're holding. You have to be holding onto it, right? If you don't hold onto it, they're just going to move it out of the way, right? So as we come in, their hand is coming in. The first hand movement isn't the down block. The first hand is your reverse hand. In this case, that I'm going to the left so you can see on the camera. If the right hand is going to come up to the center and trap them, and really trap them down and hard so they're leaning onto that front leg, their arm is straight. We come in below, now we can down block and ride that down even further, and then we can just shoot up using our legs as, again, most of the strength of that punch. So we don't want to be punching like this, we want to be punching like this. Just like the stick became an extension of our obi knot, our fist wants to come through our center. If you can get your elbow in front of your belly, right, perfect, and up. So that comes from our legs, pushing us up. So in space, it's easy enough to do. We're back to our neutral position. We're going to go right first. So let's just hold our hands up for now. We slide into the right to the 45, and you're going to trap with your left, cross block with your left, or cross step with your left. As you cross step, that's when you do the down block, because that's when your body drops and you're going to slide down that arm. And then once you get down, almost like down and bounce back up, so you can use that spring to apply. Once you've hit them, just come back to neutral. Same thing to the left. We slide into the left, trap with the right, cross step and down block, and drop, and come up. And back to neutral again. Okay, back to the right again, number 5. Come into the right and trap, cross step, and up. And back. Stepping into the left, trap, drop, up. So you'll notice I do a little bit of a flourish here whenever I do this trap. This is the same senpai as Taisabaki 1 and 2, right? We're coming in like this. Right, same thing here. We're coming to their outside, so we can come in back of hand, turn over, and trap that. So what that looks like is, because this is our opposite hand, it's the same hand as they're punching with, so if they're punching left, I'm coming in left, right? So I have to get to the outside, so it's easy to come up like this, right? Like this, turn it over, and trap it. Callie, don't worry about that. That's for senpai. It's more advanced. But that notion of being able to snake around them as you come in is very helpful. Okay, back to number 5. Coming into the right. And come in, trap it, block down, and punch up. And going to the left. Coming in, trapping, block down, punch up. One more time like that. Number 5, coming in, block down, and up. And number 6, coming in, trap, block up, and back. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you remember in most of the weapons katas that we do, so boken, bow, jo, stick katas, 7 and 8 are a 2 shomen attack. For the atami we don't do that, right? We don't say, hey, I'm getting out of the way, come at me again, right? In this case what we're doing is we're going to actually invite them to come with us by actually bringing them with us. So here the idea is that the hand is coming in, the punch is coming in, and so they're punching with their right hand each time, right? That's just formal, right? We can reverse it if anybody ever comes in that's left-handed. So my first position is to come back number 7. So their punch comes in, and I'm going to come up and trap and bring them with me, right? Obviously uke, when I pull with me, gets higher, but normally people will get lower because they're not attached to the ceiling by a bungee. So basically they punch and they get pulled forward onto their front leg and they're leaning forward. From that position, right, I'm just holding guard with my right hand. We could do a huge hauling reverse, but because we're holding on, they're right there. We can just snap them with our front leg. A front leg maigeri, so 2, again they're floating ribs. So the idea here is that you're going to bend your toes back. My toes don't bend very much. And snap, kick, and back. Snap, kick, back. So chamber, kick, chamber, back. And all the rest is just getting them to get into that position. If you go back and you don't trap them, they're not going to be within your front leg kick distance. In which case, if you were stuck, and that's when you can come in with the back leg because you can get closer. But for the purpose of our sequence, we're going to assume that they come with you, right? So their punch comes in, you can come up like that, trap, down, kick, and then just back into neutral again. So that's 7. Because they're coming the same side, so they're coming right side, 7, I go to this side, I trap like that. 8, we're going to their outside. So we're going to use our left hand for 7, left foot kick and back in, and 8, it looks the same. 8 comes up, traps that hand and kicks, but the difference is that I'm now on their outside, so I'm basically kicking the floating rib as opposed to the solar plexus or front floating ribs. Doesn't matter that much when you don't have an uke, right? So, going for number 7, we're going to step back and come up the center like this. Come over the top, trap that hand. We're presuming that we've already done this and brought them with us. And then we're going to chamber, kick, chamber, and back in. Again, to the back to the left, right, I'm sorry. 7. Left hand does the block, kick, chamber, and back. So really, technically what you should be doing is you should be, right, when you land on your dead stop position, that's when your hand should also dead stop. Because you want to bring them in with you. Boom. Now they're leaning forward. Now we can pop. Right? Okay, so let's do one more on that side. Step back, trap, chamber, kick, chamber, and back. Now we're going to do 8, basically the same thing. Step back and just bring up your block like that. I mean, you can do the fancy version I'm doing. Trap, chamber, kick, chamber, and back. Again, step back, trap, chamber, kick, chamber, back. Again, chamber, back, back. So now try and do it where you're bringing this into position before you stop. Ready? Nice. Again. Great. So now let's do 7, 8, 7, 8. So ready, 7 is to the right, go, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8. Good. With 9 and 10, what we're going to do is we're going to have uke is going to go 1, 2, 3. So they're going to come in as though they're doing a 3-way combo. The most standard 3-way combo is, you know, left jab, right reverse, left hook. Doesn't really matter so much which of those you're doing. From natural stance, holding it up, block. Their second strike we block. Their third strike we parry across and come in and do our number 2 uppercut. So again, just like with the stick thing, you don't do 3 steps back in a row. You go 1, 2, and then come in and attack. So let's do that together. So stepping back with the right, blocking with the left. Step back to the left, block with the right. Now step in with your back foot as you parry with your left and throw that upper hook with the right. Nice. Now again, they're coming with us, so we don't have to make up those 3 steps to throw our punch because they've followed us. We just have to get to their outside. Ready again, stepping back with the right, block with the left. Block with the left, block with the right. Come in, parry with the left, and uppercut with the right. That's it. Try not to let your elbow leave your hip really much at all, right? Because you want to maximize that body hit. Again, 1, 2, and in. I should use the right numbers. So 9, 10, and in. Again, 9, 10, and in. And one more time. 9, 10, and in. Wonderful. Okay, so now we're going to string the whole thing together. I know you probably don't remember it all. Although if you have been working on your stick kata together, then you might remember the sequence because it's almost the same. But I'll just talk you through it as we do it. Okay, so starting in natural stance. Number 1, we come in, cross block, uppercut, and back. Number 2, we come in to the left, cross, uppercut, and back. Number 3, we step to the right, trap, chamber, kick, chamber, and back. 4, to the left, trap, chamber, kick, chamber, back. Number 5, we step into the right, left cross steps, we trap, come underneath and up. 6, opposite side, same thing, cross block, up and back. 7, we step back to the right, trap and bring them with us, front leg Marighetti, and back. Same thing to 8, to the opposite side, trap, bring them with us, front leg Marighetti, and back in. 9, step back to the right, block with the left. 10, step back to the left, block with the right, and in for our big finale. Okay, so let's go through that again. 1, we come in, uppercut. 2, we come in, uppercut. 3, we go to the side, kick. 4, we go to the opposite side, kick. 5, we come into the 45 and up. 6, we go to the 45 and up. 7, we go back to the 45, kick. 8, we go back to the 45, kick. 9, straight back. 10, straight back. And 11, out to the side and pick up. Nice. I can just quickly go through. You can see that number 1, basically the same thing, right? Number 2, coming in the same position. Number 3, same position. Number 4, same position. Number 5, same position. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and in. So it's basically the same set of 10 steps. So which is why I think it's good for us to work on these things together, because you know, they help with understanding both the sequence and the why. Why do we do it like we do it? So jumping jacks first. Ready? Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, ku, ju. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, ku, ju. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, ku, ju. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, ku, and ju. And yummy. Okay, so now we're going to do windmills. So they basically look like this. We do the standing split, and we try and touch our toes or past and look at the ceiling. So keep your arms together and look at the ceiling whenever you turn. So this is about being able to twist our body, right? Ready? Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, ku, ju. Ich, ni, san, Shi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hatch. Ku. Ju. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hatch. Ku. And Ju. And Yame. And let's just come into Shikadach. And this time we're going to bend our elbows, put them on our knees, and drop our butt as low as possible. Almost see if you can get your back as straight as possible, like you're actually sitting on something. And just breathe. Straighten up your knees. Chest to your right knee. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Left. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Back to Shikadach. Now straighten up just your right. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Just the left. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Back to where we were. Walk your feet in until you find a position you're comfortable enough to squat in. Just make sure your heels are on the ground. So if you have to do a wide squat, if your butt's up in the air, it's perfectly fine, whatever works. And if you have to put your hands on the ground to stabilize yourself, perfectly fine. And drop your right knee, touch the mat, back up, left, back up. And now we're going to do toe raises. So you're going to come up and back down. Ready? Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, ku, ju. And me. Now put your hands on the mat and drop your knees forward and come into Eizan. So if you can, what I'm doing is I'm going to let my heels roll out to the side so I can come back between my heels as far back as you can go. And slowly up. And just move back so you can see. Now sitting in Eizan, keeping your butt on your heels. This requires you squeezing your abdominals. What we're going to try and do is come forward without our butt leaving that. Now at some point you're going to have to put your hands on the ground. So we're going to start with our hands in that position like a snowplow. But like a snowplow, we don't want to be digging up the manhole covers, right? So no weight on your hands until you need it. So try and use your muscles to hold your butt touching your heels. Come forward, forward, forward. And when you feel your butt trying to leave, you can push a little bit back with your hands. Take some weight on your hands. And just take as far forward as you can go. Trying to keep your butt on your heels all the time. And slowly up. Twist right. Left. Hands behind your head. Yeah, so watch what I'm going to do. My plan here is, originally I would say bring your elbows forward and touch your elbows on the mat, keeping your heels on your butt. But since COVID, I've actually gotten even better at doing this. So now what happens is that my elbows miss the mat and my head touches the mat. So if you can do that, great. Wasn't something I ever expected to be able to do, but suddenly I can do it after doing this for 9 months at home. So whatever you can achieve, as far forward as you can, again, concentrating on keeping your butt attached to your heels. So just stop wherever that no longer works for you. Ready? Hitch. Knee. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hatch. Ku. Ju. And now flare your elbows. So the idea here, basically the same thing. We're going to touch the side, trying to keep the opposite butt cheek on our ankle. And then each knee back and forth either side. Ready? Hitch. Knee. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hatch. Ku. Ju. And yummy. So the cheat with these is, for the first one you can not have your hands touching and you can have your elbows more forward so that you can still have a target, and then slowly bring your hands behind. And the same with the flaring the hands. What you can do is, instead of going all the way sideways, you can come forward and start here, and slowly, as you get better at it, work your way over to 90 degrees to your body. Okay, twist right, twist left, back into the squat. And raise your butt until your legs are straight. And slowly come up. Don't stress your back. One vertebra at a time. And shake it loose. Okay, we're going to do a few kicking exercises. So what I want you to do is have your fists, knuckles towards your cheekbones. So just basically touch your cheekbones and move away from it so you know where they are. So if ever you end up in a real fight or a dojo fight, like it's sparring, it's always a good idea to bring your hands up and just tap yourself. Because it's easy to think you have your hands up and they're like this, or to think your elbows are in and they're like this. So if you actually touch yourself, it gives you a tactile reminder of exactly where you are. When I did kickboxing and had the big, boxing gloves on, I would actually literally keep them touching against my chin, because that would be the perfect position with those heavy padded gloves. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to just practice our chambering up the center. This is chambering for what we were just doing, the Mai Gari, so chamber, kick, chamber, back. But it's also a knee, right? So if I was in a Muay Thai clinch here, right, so I can make that heart shape, like two swans. If I can close that in, and I can open and bring my knee up between it, then I don't have to bring them down far. So a lot of people that are working on head kicks or knee kicks to the head are trying to drag them down low enough to get their knee in. See how much my head is, or my back is bent? I've got nothing on this knee. If my back is straight, I can do a really much stronger kick. So what we're working on is getting that knee up between our elbows without bending our back. So from the side it looked like this, and from the front it'll look like this. So just hold it there. If you can keep up with me, fine. If you can't, no problem. And we're just going to alternate which leg. Ready? Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, and ju. Good. So that's a really good exercise, both for, as I said, chambering. The closer you can chamber to your body, the closer you can be to the person and still be able to kick them. Right? If you're really stiff, you can only chamber there, and then you can only kick from a certain distance. Okay, stretch or twist. Right, left, right, left, right, left, and shake it loose. Okay, we're going to do one more kicking exercise and then we'll call it a day. So this is just a balance thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to chamber, kick forward, chamber, kick sideways, chamber, kick back. Now that might look easy, it is not easy. So you might want to have a chair you can hold on to, or a bokken, some kind of stick, something that you can just hold. So you go kick, chamber, kick, chamber, kick, chamber. I'm going to try and do it without holding on, but I might fall around a bit. Don't overdo this, because you will be really sore if you overdo it. Right? So just do as long as you can do it without any stress. So left chamber, left kick, try and hold it out. Left chamber. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn to the side, so your heel has to turn. Kick sideways. Hold it if you can. Back in. Now we're doing a heel kick, straight back. And usually you want to look over your shoulder. Whoops, just lost it there. And back. Okay, come back to standing. Now let's do this. I'm going to need to move out from the curtain a little bit. Right knee up. Kick and hold. Rechamber. Twist your heel, kick to the right. Back to chamber. Bring your heel back, toes pointed forward. Kick back, heel back. And look back. And back to center again. One more time each side. Left chamber. Left forward kick, hold it. Try and bend your toes back. Kick with the ball of your foot. Chamber to the side. Chamber to the rear. Chamber and put it down. Right chamber, forward. Rechamber, side. Rechamber, back. Rechamber and put it down. Okay, so you can see how difficult that is. So imagine that somebody's able to attack you in those vulnerable positions, which is why when we do things like we come to the side, chamber, kick, chamber, down, right, we want to be very explicit about when we chamber, what happens next. In which direction am I going to fall in? Where I can direct that moment of chaos, right? So that's why we always want to fall into our new position so that all of our body's committed to that direction. If somebody grabs our legs and pushes us back, right, we want to be able to fall into that leg so we don't get pushed back. Anyway, something to practice. It's good for everything. It's good for your balance, right? You can do multiple kicks if you can maintain your balance. Alright, let's call that a day. So, Kyotsuki. Eizan. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Eyes half closed. Mokuso. Mokuso yame. Arigato gozaimashita. And thanks for coming. And I hope to see you next time.